Good evening, and welcome to today's sleep story. My name is Serena, and tonight I'll be reading a sleep story about a young boy with a mission to help those around him. Find a comfortable position. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Close your eyes and allow any tension to melt into the surface beneath you. Today I will guide you into a deep and relaxing sleep. In the quiet village of Willowbrook, nestled among rolling hills and ancient forests, there lived a young boy named Jeremy. He was a kind-hearted soul with bright brown eyes that sparkled with curiosity and a mop of curly brown hair that seemed to have a life of its own. Jeremy lived with his parents in a cosy cottage at the edge of the village. His father was a carpenter and his mother was a healer, both respected and loved by the town. One evening, as the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the village, Jeremy stood by his window, gazing out at the world beyond. The sky was painted in hues of pink and orange, and a gentle breeze whispered through the trees. As he breathed in the fresh, cool air, Jeremy felt a sense of peace wash over him. Yet deep within, he sensed an adventure awaiting him. The wind seemed to carry a message, a faint whisper that only Jeremy could hear. It spoke of a mission, a quest to help those in need. Jeremy's heart swelled with excitement and purpose. He knew that his journey would begin with the dawn. The next morning, Jeremy awoke with the first light of day. He packed a small satchel with essentials, a loaf of bread, some cheese, a flask of water, and a warm cloak. He kissed his parents goodbye, assuring them that he would return soon, and set off towards the enchanted forest, where the whispering wind had beckoned him. The forest was a magical place, filled with ancient trees that seemed to touch the sky. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, creating a dappled pattern on the forest floor. Birds sang melodious tunes, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of wildflowers. Jeremy walked along the well-trodden path, his footsteps silent on the soft earth. As he ventured deeper into the forest, he came across a small clearing where a brook babbled cheerfully. Sitting by the brook was an old man with a long white beard. his eyes twinkling with wisdom. Jeremy approached him respectfully and introduced himself. "Ah, young Jeremy," the old man said with a smile. "I've been expecting you. The forest has whispered of your coming." Jeremy's eyes widened in surprise. "Who are you?" he asked. "I am the keeper of the forest," the old man replied, "and I am here to guide you on your quest. There are many who need your help, and the forest will show you the way." With the keeper's guidance, Jeremy learned of the first person who needed his help. A young girl named Lula, who lived in a nearby village. She had lost her way in the forest, and her family were desperately searching for her. Jeremy's heart ached for the girl and her family, and he vowed to find her and bring her home. Following the keeper's directions, Jeremy ventured deeper into the forest. The trees grew denser and the path became less clear. But Jeremy's determination never wavered. He called out Lula's name, hoping she would hear him. After hours of searching, Jeremy heard a faint sobbing sound. He followed the sound and soon found a young girl sitting at the base of a large oak tree, tears streaming down her face. Her clothes were torn and she looked tired and frightened. "Lula," Jeremy called gently. The girl looked up, her eyes wide with fear. But when she saw Jeremy's kind face, she nodded. "Yes, I'm Lula. Who are you?" "My name is Jeremy," he said softly, kneeling beside her. "I am here to help you. Your family is worried sick and searching for you." Lula's face brightened with hope. "Really? Can you take me home?" Jeremy nodded. "Of course, let's go." He offered her his hand, and together they began the journey back. Jeremy shared his food and water with Lula, and as they walked, he told her stories to lift her spirits. By the time they reached her village, the sun was setting, casting a warm glow over the fields. Lula's family rushed out to greet them, tears of joy streaming down their faces. They thanked Jeremy profusely, offering him water and food and shelter for the night. Jeremy accepted their hospitality, grateful for a place to rest. The next morning, Jeremy bid farewell to Lula and her family and continued on his journey. The keeper of the forest had told him of another who needed his help, a young boy named Thomas, who had fallen ill and needed a special herb to heal. Jeremy ventured into the heart of the forest, where the rare herb was said to grow. The forest was thick with foliage, and the air was cool and damp. He searched tirelessly, his eyes scanning the ground for any sign of the herb. After hours of searching, Jeremy found the herb growing at the base of a towering pine tree. He carefully harvested a few leaves, taking care not to damage the plant, and made his way to Thomas's village. When he arrived, he found Thomas lying in bed, pale and weak. His mother was by his side, worry etched on her face. Jeremy approached her and showed her the herb. "This is the herb that will help Thomas," he said. "I learned from my mother how to prepare it." With Thomas's mother's permission, Jeremy prepared a tea from the herb and helped Thomas drink it. Within hours, Thomas's colour began to return, and he started to regain his strength. His mother was overjoyed and thanked Jeremy with tears in her eyes. "You're a true healer, Jeremy," she said. "You've saved my son." Jeremy smiled, feeling a deep sense of satisfaction. He knew that his journey was far from over, but he felt more confident than ever in his ability to help those in need. Jeremy's next mission took him to a village by the sea. There he learned of a fisherman named Marcus, who had been lost at sea during a storm. The villagers were distraught, and Marcus's family feared the worst. Determined to help, Jeremy borrowed a small boat and set out to sea. The ocean was vast and unpredictable, but Jeremy's heart was steady. He navigated the waves, calling out Marcus's name. As the sun began to set, Jeremy spotted a figure clinging to a piece of driftwood. It was Marcus, exhausted but alive. Jeremy rowed to him and pulled him into the boat, offering him water and words of encouragement. "Thank you," Marcus said weakly. "I thought I would never see my family again." "You're safe now," Jeremy assured him. "We'll be home soon." Jeremy navigated the boat back to the village, where Marcus's family awaited anxiously. When they saw Marcus, they cried out in relief and rushed to embrace him. Jeremy watched with a warm heart as the family was reunited. Jeremy's journey continued, taking him to villages near and far. He helped mend broken fences, delivered food to the hungry, and provided comfort to the lonely. Along the way, he made many friends and learned valuable lessons about compassion and kindness. One day, as he was walking through a village, he met a boy named Sam. Sam was shy and often teased by the other children. Jeremy befriended him, inviting him to join in games and activities. And slowly, Sam's confidence grew, and he began to smile more. "Thank you for being my friend," Sam said one day. "I don't feel so alone anymore." Jeremy smiled. "Everyone needs a friend, Sam, and I'm glad to be yours." Together they explored the countryside, climbed trees, and shared stories. Jeremy knew that his friendship had made a difference in Sam's life, and he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. As the weeks turned into months, Jeremy knew it was time to return home. He had helped many people and made countless memories, but he missed his family and the village of Willowbrook. The journey back was filled with reflection. Jeremy thought about all the people he had met and the lives he had touched. He felt grateful for the experiences and the growth he had undergone. When he finally reached Willowbrook, his parents were waiting for him with open arms. They listened with pride and amazement as Jeremy recounted his adventures. The villagers, too, gathered to hear his stories, inspired by his bravery and kindness. That night, as Jeremy lay in his own bed, he felt a deep sense of contentment. He knew that his journey was just the beginning, and there would always be people in need of help. But for now, he was home, surrounded by love and warmth. The next morning, Jeremy woke with the first light of dawn. The village of Willowbrook was quiet, the air filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. Jeremy stretched and yawned, feeling refreshed and ready for whatever the day might bring. As he stepped outside, he was greeted by the familiar sights and sounds of his village. The birds chirped merrily, and the sun cast a golden glow over the fields. Jeremy's heart swelled with gratitude for his home and the people who made it special. But even as he enjoyed the peace and tranquility, Jeremy knew that his journey was far from over. There were still many adventures to be had, and many people to help. And he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, with courage and kindness in his heart. For Jeremy, the quest to help others was not just a mission, it was a way of life. And as he set off once more, he knew that the whispering wind would always guide him, leading him to those who needed him most. And so, with the dawn of a new day, Jeremy's story continued, filled with hope, compassion, and the promise of new beginnings. As you drift off to sleep, let Jeremy's journey inspire you to embrace kindness and compassion in your own life. Dream of adventures and the joy of helping others, knowing that even the smallest acts of kindness can make a big difference.